Chito Vera released a statement since his loss to Deiveson Figueiredo. Chito posted this to his Instagram. In the caption he wrote, "I fail at myself last night. I thought I was ready, I felt good in the gym, but at the end maybe I come back too quick after a hard title fight. Life doesn't end here. I still dream about big things. I just need time to let go and reset." The PFL says they are not interested in signing Muhammad Mokaev.
UFC just publicly parted ways with Muhammad Mokaev. Is that somebody that the PFL would be interested in bringing in?
Muhammad who? Mokaev.
The undefeated flyweight?
No, actually, you know, I've spoken to people that is in the know, and apparently he's just a pain in the to deal with, and so, no, we're not interested.
Muhammad fired back via X. He wrote, "Of course you're going to say this. I never accepted your deals. Nice move." Recently, TJ Dillashaw and Anthony Smith had a heated back and forth. It started with TJ on the Jackson podcast, saying that there was no possible chance that Anthony could ever become a UFC champion. TJ also questioned why Anthony's nickname is Lionheart, because TJ says that he gives up in his fights. Anthony then fired back on the Believe You Me podcast. Anthony says that the comments pissed him off. However, he says that he's not concerned with TJ's opinion due to the fact that he's a cheater who popped for EPO. Anthony says that he was more upset at the fact that Rampage Jackson was involved in the conversation because Rampage is one of his favorite fighters. TJ and Rampage discussed this whole situation on the most recent episode of the Jackson podcast this week. Rampage feels bad for Anthony, however TJ does not.
I think you owe him an apology because...
Hell no.
Goddamn.
Bro, you guys asked me a question if I thought he was going to be a champion. I said no. And then you're like, why not? It's like he gives up. Like he doesn't have that fight. He doesn't have that dog in him personally. And like I think he admitted it on himself without even hearing our podcast yet. Did a video after that, like it was kind of like deciding if he was going to continue to fight.
Okay, I just want to say my part. I respect everybody's opinion, but my thing is,
with all due respect,
I joke around and stuff a lot, and I don't mean nothing I say personal and stuff like that. I don't want the fighters. I feel like they're my conrads. I don't want them thinking like, oh, Rampage, you making fun of me and stuff like that. When I'm not, I just like to joke around and laugh and be entertaining. You know, I don't take personal digs at people unless I don't like them, like somebody like Vanderlei or somebody else, and I don't even make personal digs about him anymore. So I just don't want the fighters to think that, you know, say I don't respect them or I'm making fun of them, so especially on the show, because we want them to come on the show so the fans can get to know them in a different light besides the only thing I'm saying, I got roped in there and I saw his interview with Michael Bisping and he's talking about I'm making fun of him and I wasn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
I really don't think you made fun of him.
Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, but dude, the guy's got to sit there and be like, why are you going to have such, wear your feelings on your sleeve? I mean, he sits there and talks to people on broadcast all the time. I'm no stranger to it. He said some shit about me. It's like, whatever, dude. It's like, that's just how I feel. And if you don't like it, if the truth hurts, too fucking bad.
Right. I'm not getting soft, but I want to respect the podcast, because how the podcast is going to be successful if we can't get no fighters on because Rampage is going to make fun of me.
After his victory over Tony Ferguson over the weekend, Michael Chiesa calls out Colby Covington.
Give me that god microphone.
You know I don't give this thing up here. We'll hold it together.
Okay, yes, there is something I want to say. I want to fight Colby Covington. I've been saying this for years. Look, the guy can sit on the sidelines and say whatever he wants, whatever. I'm not chasing the ranking. I don't give a I just want to find out who is the best fighter, who is the best welterweight in the Pacific Northwest. I know he resides in Dade County, Mr. 305, but let's find out who's the best in the Northwest. Is it me or is it you? That's what I want to find out. Are you going to idly sit around and do nothing, or are you going to come back and fight? Keep your ranking. I don't give a I just want to find out who's the best in the Northwest.
Kamaru Usman discusses the notion that Belal Muhammad will be an extremely active champion. Kamaru does not believe that to be the case. He says Belal sat out and waited for the title shot, so he thinks he may sit back and enjoy being the welterweight champion before taking another fight right away.
With the Belal Muhammad situation, listen, Belal Muhammad waited for how long for this fight and said, you know what, I'm not fighting nobody else. I'm going to wait for that title. And you don't think the UFC offered Belal Muhammad other fights in his while he was waiting for Leon? They did. But Belal stuck to his guns and decided that, hey, you know what? I'm gonna wait. So I don't take anything away from him, and I don't see a world where Belal doesn't say, yeah, I waited so long to earn this title. I want to enjoy it a little bit. It feels nice to be called the UFC welterweight champion, because when I ask Siri or if I ask Alexa, who is the UFC welterweight champion, right now they might say Belal Muhammad. But you know, so I can understand him wanting to feel that feeling rather than rush back into camp and rush back into another fight. But, you know, they not like us, you know, like me. Now, I was willing to jump back in that motherfucker, you know what I mean? But hey, they gonna come for me. The reason I didn't fight Covington until December after winning the belt in March is because I had a major surgery in between that took at least 4 months to even get into training. So
Khabib Nurmagomedov reacted to Tony Ferguson sort of retiring yesterday after losing to Michael Chiesa. Tony lost via rear naked choke in the first round, and after the fight he just left one glove in the octagon.
It's not a surprise for me because he is 4 years old. I just want to wish him all the best. He is truly one of the best whoever was doing in UFC. I just want to wish him all the best, and his life's just beginning, what I think, because he's just 4 years old and he just finished his MMA career. Now it's gonna be different life, much better life. Of course, in prime, my prime and his prime, it's supposed to be a very interesting fight. But what I can do, it was he have couple time injuries, I have couple time injuries. It is what it is, you know. Sometimes we have plan, but God have His plan, you know, and we cannot control this.
Conor McGregor made an appearance at BKFC last night and slammed a beer in the ring. Fans have been roasting Conor ever since, saying that he looks like he's turning into Dana White.
BKFC 63 at the Sturgis Buffalo Chip in Sturgis, South Dakota. One of the most...
What's more bad than bare knuckle and American rock and roll? Nothing, baby, that's what. Yeah, take off the gloves and fight. There's nothing like bare knuckle.
To read off the top replies, bro is never fighting again. Conor looking like Dana Light. I thought Joe Rogan was wildin'. Meanwhile, Chandler, in a video of Chandler training, yeah, we're never getting Conor versus Chandler. He ain't fighting in December. Bro is never fighting again. He's not fighting this year, is he? He's on that Excellency Coke. Imagine how rich his dealer is. Thought that was Pitbull and Mr. Worldwide. This video is also going around of Conor. It's a replay of him and the BKFC president Dave Feldman reacting to a fight. It says Conor McGregor is literally turning into Dana White before our eyes. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one says after his 8th loss in a row, Tony is ready to receive his Jake Paul call out. The second one's from Dustin Nance. It says the most Tony Ferguson thing to do was retire one glove. And the final one's from the Eagle Has Landed. It says respect to Corey for not ducking such a dangerous contender when he could so easily just ask for the title shot. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.